No, right one, Pride Nation. We talked about the offensive free agents. We talked about the defense free agents. And while I put together the mock draft 2.0, I want to talk a little bit about the salary cap because we heard Brad Holmes in an interview this week kind of imply that there could be some additions coming after the draft. How true that is kind of depends on where they're at and if they're willing to restructure more. Here's why. Currently, the Lions show about 24 million in cap space available, just under. Now, we don't have contract terms yet for Ben Barch or Teddy Bridgewater, but assuming that they're both close to the vet minimum, they'll have little to no impact on the cap. Now, the draft class will hit anywhere from probably 7 to 10 million dollars, most of that being tied up in pick 17 and pick 50. So, going on the low end at $7 million, that'll put the Lions right around $17 million. Historically, the Lions have liked to keep at least $15 million available once they go into the season. This is for any signings they may do during the season, not only extensions, but if a player gets injured and they pick up a free agent, bring people onto the practice squad, have to replace players, all sorts of things can come up that require them to use salary cap. And rather than panicking to create the space, they like to have that carry over. So the draft class alone already brings it down to approximately that threshold. Now, does that mean that they won't sign anyone after the draft? No, of course not. But I think it does kind of exclude a lot of players that people would like. I'm not seeing a Jadeveon Clowney or a Cam Jordan signing for such a low amount that the Lions would be willing to do it if they only have 17 million available in cap space. But if they want to add another veteran for vet minimum or even up to 3 million and keep that 14 to 15 million dollar mark, that I could see happening. But will that be an impact player? Probably not. It'll probably be more depth. So, if they want to really sign an impact player, they would have to either restructure Panay Sewell or Amon-Ra St. Brown's contract. And judging by the way the free agency went, I'm not sure they're going to be willing to do that. But I want to hear your thoughts on the matter. What do you think of the Lions' current cap space? And what do you think it means going forward through the rest of free agency and the draft leading up to the regular season? Do you see any more signings coming? I want to know your thoughts on how they're going to fill out that 90-man roster in the comments below.